DeSantis' announcement marks a major turning point in the Sunshine State. For years, Democrats have had a massive voter registration advantage over Republicans. In 2008, there were nearly 700,000 more registered Democrats in the state than Republicans. But that advantage has eroded over the years as the GOP invested heavily in signing up new members in the state. Democrats, meanwhile, have long complained that their state party lacked a cohesive and long-term voter registration strategy. The GOP's claim of winning the registration game raises the question of whether Florida is still a swing state. According to the State Division of Elections' latest numbers, both the Republicans and Democrats have slightly more than 5 million registered voters each. And independents, those with no party affiliation or who are registered to third parties, comprise just over 3 million people. Adam, why do the Republicans have an advantage when it comes to party registration?
They got a better message, right? And and all the obvious things. With Republicans talk about lower taxes, less regulation, personal security, more personal freedom. I think that sells. But look at this as a trend. This began in 2012. The closing of the gap between Democratic and Republican registration to the point where we are, as Republicans, now the majority party by registration in the state, which, by the way, is the first time in history that that's ever taken place. And then you look at the recent evidence in Virginia, which was referred not so long ago as the new blue wall by Democrats. Well, we saw Humpty Dumpty falling off that wall not so long ago in the Virginia gubernatorial election. And you see in 2020, former President Trump, despite some very bad numbers in other states across the country, did awfully well in Florida. So let's say in our swing state, currently things are swinging a bit, obviously, towards Republicans, but understand there's one kicker in all of this, that is this: the increasing growth of neither, which is independents, non-registered, non-affiliated voters. I still think that creates the greatest swing to the pendulum in the greatest swing state in America.
Patrick, Adam mentioned messaging. Do you think the Democrats have a poorer message than the Republicans do? And is that the reason the Republicans are gaining in Florida?
Well, sometimes I think we're not great messengers, and I always criticizing the party about doing a better job of talking to its voters and getting to the point. Some of these adjustments in the voter rolls were due to purging voters. That hurt Democrats worse than it did Republicans. Republicans seem to have more active voters than Democrats do. A lot of the registered Democrats, our toughest issue isn't registration. It's getting out the ones that we've already registered to go vote. And that's still going to be the issue down the road. But MPA is the big story here. And what's really the story there is that those non-party affiliated voters are affiliated with parties. They have a tendency to vote Republican or Democrat. They truly aren't a swing back and forth. And so really to measure how the state's going to go is to measure, how those MPAs are actually performing.
Amy, let me ask you, based on there have been so many promises the last few years by Democrats that say we're going to put millions of dollars into party registration, yet the Republicans have really come through. They've done it. The Democrats haven't done it.
That's just it. You can talk about message, but I think it's organization. And I think Republicans watched the Obama campaign in Florida, 2008, 2012, and then just went to town to get back to their roots because that's not how the playbook was, right? Like it turned upside down. And what you've seen is a party that has just been more direct and more focused on it to a disorganized Democratic Party in this state, and it's finally swung that way.